My child, your answer is needed. Do not ignore this moment. Do not push this message aside as if it is only another passing thought. I am calling you because there is something I have placed in your heart, and you have delayed it long enough. You have felt the quiet pull. You have sensed the gentle reminder. You have thought about the person, the prayer, the message, the apology, the act of kindness, the step of faith, the small obedience that keeps returning to your mind. And still, you have waited. You told yourself you would do it later. You told yourself you needed more clarity. You told yourself someone else could do it better. You told yourself your words would not matter, your prayer would not matter, your yes would not matter. But my child, I am telling you now, it matters. Not because you are responsible for controlling the outcome, not because everything depends on your strength, not because I am asking you to be perfect. It matters because obedience in my hands is never small. A simple word can lift a weary heart. A quiet prayer can stand in the gap for someone who has no strength left. A humble apology can open a door to healing. A small act of love can become the sign someone was begging me for in silence. The enemy wants you to delay until the moment passes. He wants you to overthink until courage fades. He wants you to believe you are not important enough to be used by me. But I am calling you closer. Stay with me. Before this message is over, I will show you why your yes may be the answer someone has been praying for. My child, I know this is touching something specific in you. You know the thing I am speaking about. It may not be loud. It may not look dramatic. It may not seem important to anyone else. But it has been returning to your heart again and again. A person's name. A message you keep thinking about sending, a prayer you keep feeling led to pray, a conversation you have been avoiding, a step of faith you keep postponing, a forgiveness you know I have been asking you to release, a kindness you keep telling yourself is too small to matter. You have felt the nudge, but you have hesitated. You have said, maybe later. You have said, I am not ready. You have said, what if I say the wrong thing? You have said, what if they do not receive it? You have said, what if this is only my own thought and not God? And because you were not sure, you stayed still. I saw that. I saw the moment you almost obeyed, then stepped back. I saw the moment your heart softened, then fear began to speak. I saw the moment you wanted to reach out, but overthinking made your hands quiet. I saw the moment you wanted to pray, but tiredness told you it would not make a difference. My child, I am not angry with you for feeling afraid. I know the places where rejection has made you cautious. I know the times you tried to care and felt unseen. I know the moments you spoke with love and were misunderstood. I know why obedience feels risky to your heart, but I am calling you beyond fear, not into pressure, not into panic, not into striving, into trust. There is someone who may need the very thing you are holding back. Someone may need the encouragement you keep minimizing. Someone may need the prayer you keep delaying. Someone may need the apology you keep rehearsing but never speaking. Someone may need the mercy you are afraid to offer. And my child, I am not asking you to save anyone. I am asking you to obey me with love. I am the one who heals. I am the one who restores. I am the one who opens hearts. I am the one who knows what they need. But I can place a small seed of obedience in your hands and use it in ways you cannot see. So do not despise the small thing. Do not bury the gentle prompting. Do not dismiss the quiet pull just because it did not come with thunder. If this word is speaking to the thing you have been delaying, write this short prayer in the comments. Help me obey. Let it be your surrender. Let it be your first yes. Let it be the moment you stop waiting for perfect courage and begin trusting me with one faithful step. My child, this is where you are right now. You are standing between obedience and fear. One part of your heart wants to say yes. One part of you wants to trust me. One part of you knows that I have been placing something before you, something small enough to dismiss but important enough to keep returning. But another part of you keeps pulling back. You are not refusing me because you do not love me. You are hesitating because you are afraid. Afraid of saying the wrong thing. Afraid of stepping at the wrong time. Afraid of being misunderstood. afraid of being rejected, afraid that your obedience will not matter, afraid that you will open your heart and nothing will change. And I see that fear. I see how it hides beneath overthinking. I see how it disguises itself as wisdom. I see how it tells you to wait longer, think longer, analyze longer, prepare longer, until the courage I gave you begins to fade under the weight of delay. There is a kind of waiting that is holy, but there is also a kind of waiting that is fear wearing the mask of caution. And my child, you must learn the difference. Wisdom brings peace. Fear brings paralysis. Wisdom listens for my timing. Fear keeps moving the moment farther away. Wisdom asks me for guidance. Fear asks for endless proof because it does not want to risk trust. Wisdom can pause without hardening. Fear delays until the heart grows numb. This is what the enemy has been trying to do. He has not always tried to make you openly disobey. Sometimes he only tries to make you delay long enough that obedience loses its tenderness. He makes you question every prompting until you are too exhausted to respond. He makes you replay every possible outcome until the simple thing I placed in your heart feels too heavy to carry. He whispers, "You are not the right person." He whispers, "Someone else could do it better." He whispers, "Your words will not matter." He whispers, "They will not listen." He whispers, "You will only make things worse." He whispers, "Wait until you are stronger." He whispers, "Wait until you are more certain." He whispers, "Wait until you are perfect." But my child, if you wait until you are perfect, you will never move. I did not ask for your perfection. I asked for your yes. I did not ask you to control the result. I asked you to be faithful with the step. I did not ask you to carry the whole future. I asked you to obey me in the present moment. You have been treating obedience as if it must come with complete certainty. But often, obedience begins with trust. It begins with a trembling heart that says, "Lord, I do not know everything, but I know you are leading me. I do not feel strong, but I know you are with me. I do not control what happens next, but I can give you my yes." That is faith. Faith is not always loud. Faith is not always fearless. Faith is not always confident in itself. Sometimes faith is a quiet step taken while your hands are still shaking. Sometimes faith is sending the message with love and leaving the response to me. Sometimes faith is praying even when you do not know what words to use. Sometimes faith is apologizing without demanding that the other person receive it exactly as you hope. Sometimes faith is forgiving in your heart before the relationship is fully repaired. Sometimes faith is doing the small act of kindness without knowing whether anyone will notice. Sometimes faith is showing up when fear told you to stay hidden. My child, your current condition is not laziness. It is not indifference. It is not a lack of love. It is a heart that has been wounded before and is trying to protect itself from more pain. I know that. I know you have reached out before and felt ignored. I know you have cared before and felt unseen. I know you have spoken before and felt misunderstood. I know you have tried to help before and wondered if it made any difference. Those moments taught your heart to hesitate. They taught you to hold back. They taught you to question whether your love is welcome, whether your words matter, whether your obedience is safe. But I am not asking you to obey from an unhealed wound. I am asking you to bring the wound to me and let me lead you from love. Because obedience that comes from pressure will exhaust you. Obedience that comes from guilt will crush you. Obedience that comes from fear will confuse you. But obedience that comes from love will carry peace, even when it requires courage. That is what I am calling you into. Not frantic action, not emotional pressure, not the burden of saving someone. I am calling you into a faithful response. There is a difference. A burden says, "Everything depends on me." A calling says, "God is inviting me to partner with him." A burden says, "If I do not do this perfectly, everything will fall apart." A calling says, "I will obey, and God will carry what I cannot." A burden makes you panic. A calling brings holy weight, but also peace. So examine what is moving you. If it is panic, bring it to me. If it is guilt, bring it to me. If it is fear of missing out, bring it to me. If it is love, compassion, conviction, peace, and a repeated prompting that keeps drawing you back to prayer. Pay attention. I am teaching you discernment. I am teaching you not to move from fear, but also not to hide behind fear. I am teaching you to pause without becoming passive. I am teaching you to pray without using prayer as an excuse to avoid obedience. I am teaching you to wait for peace, but not to demand a life without risk before you say yes. My child, someone may be counting on the obedience you keep minimizing. Not because you are their savior. I am the savior. Not because you are their source. I am the source. Not because you hold their life in your hands. I hold them. But I may be placing something in your hands that I want to use. A word, a prayer, a kindness, a step, a response, a yes. Do not let the enemy convince you that small obedience is meaningless. Do not let overthinking bury what I have been gently placing before you. Do not let old rejection decide whether you obey me now. Do not let fear turn your sensitivity into silence. You are not too small to be used by me. You are not too late to respond. You are not too wounded to obey with love. You are not too ordinary for me to work through you. Stay close, because beneath your hesitation, there is a deeper fear I want to heal before you take the next step. My child, the reason you have delayed is not as simple as you think. It is not only because you were busy. It is not only because you forgot. It is not only because the timing felt uncertain. There is something deeper beneath the delay. There is a wound that learned to protect itself. There is a fear that learned to sound reasonable. There is a place in your heart that wants to obey me, but still remembers what happened the last time you opened yourself, cared deeply, reached out, spoke with love, or tried to do the right thing, and it did not turn out the way you hoped. I saw that. I saw the moment your courage was met with silence. I saw the moment your kindness was overlooked. I saw the moment your apology was not received the way you prayed it would be. I saw the moment you tried to help, but felt misunderstood. I saw the moment you obeyed with a sincere heart and still walked away wondering if you had failed. Those moments left marks on you. They taught you to hesitate before speaking. They taught you to question whether your words carry any weight. They taught you to hold back your tenderness. They taught you to wait until you felt completely safe before offering love again. And now, when I place something gentle in your heart, that old fear rises and says, "Be careful. Do not risk it. Do not put yourself out there. Do not open that door. Do not speak. Do not reach. Do not try." My child, I understand why you are afraid, but I do not want fear to become the shepherd of your obedience. You have asked, what if I say the wrong thing? I know that question. You have imagined the message being misunderstood. You have imagined the conversation becoming tense. You have imagined your words falling flat, or being rejected, or being taken in a way you never intended. So you stayed quiet, not because you had no love, but because you were afraid your love would not come out right. But I am able to guide your words. You do not need to speak from panic. You do not need to speak from pressure. You do not need to speak to prove yourself. Bring your words to me first. Let me soften what needs softening. Let me remove what is driven by fear. Let me fill your response with humility, clarity, gentleness, and peace. You have asked, what if they do not receive it? I know that fear too. You are afraid of reaching out and being ignored. You are afraid of apologizing and still being blamed. You are afraid of forgiving and still feeling unprotected. You are afraid of offering kindness and being met with coldness. You are afraid of praying and seeing nothing change. But my child, obedience is not measured only by the other person's response. Their reaction is not the only proof that your yes mattered. Sometimes I ask you to obey because I am forming your heart. Sometimes I ask you to speak because silence has been ruled by fear too long. Sometimes I ask you to pray because prayer keeps compassion alive in you. Sometimes I ask you to forgive because bitterness is too heavy for my child to carry. You are not responsible for controlling how another heart responds. You are responsible for bringing your heart to me and obeying in love. You have asked, what if it makes no difference? That question has kept many words unsaid and many prayers unprayed. The enemy has used that fear to convince you that small acts are useless. He has told you that if you cannot see the result immediately, then your obedience has no value. He has told you that if you cannot change everything, then you should do nothing. But that is not my way. I often work through seeds. A seed does not look like a harvest when it is placed in the ground. A prayer does not always look powerful when it is whispered through tears. A message does not always look life-changing when it is typed with trembling hands. A small act of love does not always announce what it is preventing, healing, softening, or awakening. But I see what you cannot see. I know how to use what you surrender. I know how to take a small yes and place it where someone's heart is most tender. You have asked, "What if I am not enough?" My child, that fear has been speaking the loudest. You have compared yourself to others and thought, they would know what to say. They would pray better. They would help better. They would be more confident. They would be more spiritual. They would be less afraid. But I did not place this prompting in their heart. I placed it in yours, not because you are flawless, not because you have everything figured out, not because you are never afraid, but because I know what I can do through a willing heart. You keep looking at what you lack. I am looking at what you are willing to surrender. You keep saying, "I am small." I am saying, "I can use what is small." You keep saying, "I am not ready." I am saying, "Walk with me, and I will guide you." You keep saying, "Someone else could do it better." I am saying, "Do not disqualify yourself from the obedience I am inviting you into." My child, I do not ask you to be the answer apart from me. I ask you to carry what I give you. I ask you to speak when I lead. I ask you to pray when I stir your heart. I ask you to move when love and peace keep drawing you in the same direction. I ask you to trust that I can work through your trembling yes. There is another fear beneath the surface. You are afraid that if you obey and the result is painful, you will not know how to recover. You remember disappointment. You remember feeling foolish for hoping. You remember opening a door and wishing you had kept it shut. You remember caring deeply and feeling like it cost you too much. So now your heart says, "I will obey when it is safe." But my child, obedience is not always comfortable. It is not always without risk. It is not always free from vulnerability. But obedience with me is never without my presence. I will be with you if the answer is yes. I will be with you if the answer is no. I will be with you if the person receives your words. I will be with you if they do not understand yet. I will be with you if the step feels peaceful. I will be with you if your hands tremble while you take it. You are not stepping into obedience alone. You are stepping with me. That is why I am not asking you to move from anxiety. I am not asking you to rush because you feel pressured. I am not asking you to carry a burden I never gave you. I am asking you to come close enough to hear me and then respond to the next step with love. There is a difference between being led and being driven. The enemy drives with fear. I lead with peace. The enemy drives with urgency that crushes your spirit. I lead with conviction that steadies your heart. The enemy drives with shame. I lead with love. The enemy says, "If you do not do this perfectly, everything will fall apart." I say, "Obey me and leave what you cannot carry in my hands." My child, I know the hidden pain of feeling unimportant. You have wondered if your life really touches anyone. You have wondered if your prayers matter. You have wondered if your kindness is noticed. You have wondered if your obedience has any place in my larger work. But listen to me. You do not see the full story. You do not see the person who was one word away from giving up. You do not see the heart that needed a reminder that someone still cared. You do not see the soul that needed prayer at the very hour you felt prompted to pray. You do not see the healing that begins with one humble apology. You do not see the chain of mercy that can begin with one small act of obedience. But I see it. I see the connections you cannot trace. I see the doors your kindness can soften. I see the wounds your gentleness can touch. I see the courage your obedience can awaken in someone else. I see the ways I can use what you think is too small. So do not call insignificant what I have placed in your hands. Do not call ordinary what I have anointed with love. Do not call useless what I have asked you to surrender. Do not let old rejection decide the value of today's obedience. The pain is real, but it is not the leader. The fear is real, but it is not the voice you must follow. The memory is real, but it does not get to close every door I ask you to open. Bring me the fear of being rejected. Bring me the fear of being wrong. Bring me the fear of not mattering. Bring me the fear of being used and unseen. Bring me the fear that your answer is too small. I will not shame you for being afraid. I will heal the place where fear has been louder than trust. And then I will show you that obedience does not begin when you feel powerful. Obedience begins when you place your weakness in my hands and say, Lord, if you are leading me, I will say yes. My child, your yes does not have to be perfect. It only has to be surrendered. And once you understand that, you will see your small obedience through my eyes, not through the wound that taught you to hide. My child, I want you to see this differently now. You have been looking at your obedience through the size of your fear. I want you to look at it through the greatness of my hands. You have been asking, is this enough? I am asking, will you give it to me? You have been asking, will it matter? I am asking, will you trust me with what you cannot see? You have been asking, what if I am not the right person? I am asking, will you stop disqualifying the vessel I have chosen to use? My child, obedience does not become powerful because it looks impressive. Obedience becomes holy when it is surrendered to me. A small word spoken in love can carry more weight than 1,000 words spoken from pride. A quiet prayer whispered with tears can reach places your hands cannot touch. A simple message sent in obedience can arrive at the exact moment someone felt unseen. A humble apology can soften what pride has kept closed for years. A small act of mercy can interrupt a chain of pain that you may never fully understand. Do not despise the small thing. The enemy wants you to believe that if your obedience is not dramatic, it is meaningless. He wants you to think that only big platforms, big voices, big gestures, and big moments matter. But I have always known how to use what is small when it is placed in my hands. I can use a sentence. I can use a prayer. I can use a tear. I can use a text. I can use a quiet act of kindness. I can use a surrendered yes. You do not have to see the full impact for your obedience to be real. You do not have to know the full story for your response to matter. You do not have to understand how I will use it before you offer it to me. That is faith. Faith gives me the seed before it sees the harvest. Faith takes the step before it knows the full road. Faith speaks with love and leaves the result in my hands. Faith obeys without demanding control. My child, you have carried the burden of outcomes that I never asked you to carry. You thought, if I send the message, I must make them understand. You thought, if I apologize, I must make everything become peaceful immediately. You thought, if I pray, I must see the change quickly. You thought, if I step out, I must prove that I heard you perfectly. But that is not what I am asking. I am asking for obedience, not control. I am asking for surrender, not perfection. I am asking for faithfulness, not performance. I am asking for love, not fear. You are not the Savior. I am. You are not the healer. I am. You are not the one who opens every heart. I am. You are not the one who controls every result. I am. But I can use your obedience as a doorway for my love to enter a moment, a conversation, a heart, a wound, a situation, or a life. So release the pressure. Release the need to know everything. Release the fear that your small yes is too weak. A surrendered yes in my hands is never wasted. Sometimes I will ask you to pray for someone, and you may never know what that prayer protected. Sometimes I will ask you to encourage someone, and you may never know how close they were to giving up. Sometimes I will ask you to apologize, and you may not see immediate healing, but humility will still be planted. Sometimes I will ask you to forgive, and the first person set free will be your own heart. Sometimes I will ask you to serve quietly, and no one may applaud, but heaven will see. Nothing done in love before me is empty. Nothing surrendered to me in faith is useless. Nothing obeyed with a humble heart is insignificant. My child, Your fear has been telling you that you need to be more ready. But often, readiness grows as you obey. Courage grows as you take the step. Clarity grows as you walk with me. Strength grows when you place your weakness in my hands and discover that I am faithful there too. Do not wait for a version of yourself that never feels afraid. Let me lead the version of you that is here now. The trembling one, the uncertain one, the one who still has questions, the one who needs grace, the one who wants to obey but feels small. I can lead that heart. I can use that heart. I can strengthen that heart. I can place my love inside that small step and make it carry more than you imagined. So when the thought comes, it will not matter. Answer with truth. God can use what I surrender. When the thought comes, someone else should do it. Answer with truth. If God is leading me, I will not hide. When the thought comes, I am too afraid. Answer with truth. Fear does not have the final word over my obedience. When the thought comes, I am too small. Answer with truth. Nothing is small when placed in the hands of God. My child, the point is not that you become bold in yourself. The point is that you trust me enough to obey while leaning on me. That is where freedom begins. That is where fear loses its grip. That is where your yes becomes worship. If this word is helping you stop minimizing the obedience I placed in your heart, write this short declaration in the comments. I say yes. Let it be your faith. Let it be your surrender. Let it be the moment you stop waiting for perfect confidence and begin trusting me with one step. My child, your answer is needed, not because I am powerless without you, but because I love to work through willing hearts. And when you give me your yes, I know how to place it exactly where love is needed. My child, now let me guide you. Do not rush from emotion. Do not move from pressure. Do not obey because guilt is chasing you. Come close to me first. Let your yes be led by my peace, not by panic. Let your answer come from love, not from fear. Let your step be formed in prayer, not in the noise of overthinking. I am not asking you to run wildly into something without wisdom. I am not asking you to send every message, open every conversation, or carry every burden that comes into your mind. I am teaching you to recognize the difference between a burden I give and a pressure the enemy creates. The enemy pressures. I lead. The enemy rushes. I guide. The enemy fills your heart with panic and says, do it now or everything will fall apart. I steady your heart and say, come close, my child. Let me show you the next faithful step. So before you answer, pray. Before you speak, pause. Before you send the message, bring the words to me. Before you apologize, let humility lead instead of fear. Before you offer help, make sure love is guiding you, not the need to be needed. Before you step forward, ask me to search your heart. I will help you. I will give you wisdom. I will give you timing. I will give you courage. I will show you when to speak and when to stay quiet. I will show you when to move and when to wait. I will show you when a step is obedience and when a step is anxiety trying to disguise itself as responsibility. You do not have to figure this out alone. If I placed the prompting in your heart, I can also guide the way you respond to it. If I am asking you to reach out, I can help you speak with gentleness. If I am asking you to pray, I can give you the words. If I am asking you to forgive, I can help you release the bitterness without pretending the wound did not matter. If I am asking you to apologize, I can teach you humility without self-condemnation. If I am asking you to serve, I can keep your heart free from pride and exhaustion. My child, obedience is not meant to separate you from me. Obedience is meant to keep you walking with me. Do not take the step and then leave me behind. Take the step with me. When fear rises, talk to me. When your hands tremble, lean on me. When you are unsure what to say, ask me. When the outcome does not look the way you hoped, come back to me. Do not measure your obedience by immediate results. Measure it by faithfulness, love, humility, and peace. Sometimes the person may not respond the way you hoped. Sometimes the prayer may not show visible results right away. Sometimes the apology may not repair everything in one moment. Sometimes the kindness may not be acknowledged. Sometimes the step may feel small after you take it. But my child, do not let that make you think it was wasted. You obeyed me. You placed the seed in my hands. You chose faith over fear. You chose love over silence. You chose trust over overthinking. That matters to me, and I know how to work beyond what you can see. So here is how I want you to respond. First, bring the prompting into prayer. Do not bury it. Do not ignore it. Do not let fear explain it away before you have brought it to me. Second, ask me for purity of motive. Say, Lord, remove anything in me that is driven by panic, pride, guilt, or the need to control. Let my answer come from love. Third, ask me for wisdom. Not every good thing must be done in the same way. Not every word must be spoken at the same time. Not every burden is yours to carry. Let me teach you what is yours, what is not yours, and what must be left in my hands. Fourth, take the small step I give you. Not the whole mountain, not the whole future, not the whole outcome, just the next faithful step. Send the message with humility. Pray the prayer with sincerity. Make the call with love. Offer the apology without defending your pride. Forgive before me, even if trust must be rebuilt slowly. Serve quietly without needing applause. Speak encouragement without needing to know how far it will travel, and then release the result. That is important, my child. Release the result. Do not obey and then try to control every reaction. Do not give your yes and then demand that everything unfold exactly as you imagined. Do not place your peace in another person's response. Place your peace in me. I am the one who holds what happens next. I am the one who works in hidden places. I am the one who reaches hearts you cannot reach. I am the one who waters seeds after you have planted them. Your part is obedience. My part is the outcome, and I am faithful with my part. So do not be afraid of a small yes. Do not be afraid of imperfect words offered with a humble heart. Do not be afraid of a prayer that feels weak. Do not be afraid of a step that no one else understands. If I am leading you, I will be with you in it. If this message is helping you trust me with your next step, write this short prayer in the comments. Lord, guide my yes. Let it be your surrender. Let it be your prayer for wisdom. Let it be your declaration that you will not move from panic and you will not hide behind fear. My child, I am guiding you. I am not asking for performance. I am asking for partnership. I am not asking for perfection. I am asking for trust. I am not asking you to save the world. I am asking you to obey the next thing I place before you. And as you walk with me, your yes will become more than an answer. It will become worship. It will become love in motion. It will become a seed in my hands. It will become a doorway for my compassion to reach someone who needs to remember that they are not forgotten. My child, before you leave this moment, listen carefully. The enemy will try to make you delay again. He will tell you to wait until you feel stronger. He will tell you to wait until you are completely certain. He will tell you to wait until you have perfect words, perfect timing, perfect courage, and perfect confidence. But if he can keep you waiting for perfection, he can keep you silent for a long time. Do not let fear steal your obedience. Do not let overthinking bury the prompting I placed in your heart. Do not let old rejection decide whether you say yes to me today. Do not let the enemy convince you that your answer does not matter. I am not asking you to carry what only I can carry. I am not asking you to save anyone. I am not asking you to control the outcome. I am asking you to trust me with the next faithful step. So pray with me now. Lord Jesus, I give you my yes. Forgive me for the times I delayed because I was afraid. Forgive me for the times I ignored your gentle prompting. Forgive me for the times I believed my obedience was too small to matter. Heal the fear that makes me silent. Heal the wound that makes me hesitate. Heal the rejection that makes me hide. Teach me to hear your voice clearly. Teach me to move with wisdom, peace, humility, and love. Show me what is mine to do. Show me what is not mine to carry. Give me courage for the next step. Give me wisdom for the right timing. Give me humility in my words. Give me peace after I obey. Use my prayer. Use my kindness. Use my apology. Use my forgiveness. Use my message. Use my small act of love. Let my yes become a seed in your hands. Let my obedience carry hope to someone who needs it. Let my life become a quiet doorway for your compassion. My child, I receive that prayer, and I will guide you. I will not leave you alone in obedience. I will walk with you into the conversation. I will help you pray when words feel weak. I will steady your heart when fear rises. I will teach you when to speak, when to wait, when to reach, and when to release. Your answer is needed. Your yes matters. Your obedience is not too small when it is placed in my hands. If this message touched your heart, write this prayer in the comments. Lord, I will obey. Let it be your declaration. Let it be your surrender. Let it be the moment you stop letting fear delay what love is asking you to do. And if this message helped, you recognize the step God has placed in your heart, please like this video, share it with someone who may be afraid to obey, and subscribe for more messages of faith, healing, guidance, and hope. My child, do not delay your yes. Someone may be counting on the hope I want to send through you, and I know how to use one willing heart to carry my love exactly where it is needed.